Elhamdülillah, elhamdülillah, elhamdülillahi Rabbil alemin. Estağfurullah, estağfurullah, estağfurullah. El-azim, el-lezi, la ilahe illahu, el-hayyul kayyum. Ve etubu ileyh. Vesselû tevbete vel mağfirete vel hidayete. İnnehu ettevvâber rahim. Va'fu anna ya kerim, va'fu anna ya kerim, va'fu anna ya kerim. Vakfir lana bi fadlika ya rahman ya rahim. Ya Meliku, Ya Kudusu, Ya Hafız, Ya Allah. El evvela Allah, el ahir Allah, el zahir Allah, el batin Allah. Hayrihi ve şerrihi minallahu Teala. Ve eşhedü en la ilahe illallah. Ve eşhedü enne Muhammeden abduhu ve resuluhu. Esselatu vesselamu aleyke ya Resulallah. Esselatu vesselamu aleyke ya Habiballah. Esselatu vesselamu aleyke ya Seyyidinel evveline vel ahirin. İşfelene ya şefiyel müslimîn, bi rahmetike ya erhamel âlemîn. Kâlallahu Teâlâ fî kitâbel kerîm. Euzu billahi mineşşeytanirracîm. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Kul ya ibâdillezîne âmenû ittakû rabbekum. Lillezîne ahsenû fî hâzihid-dunyâ hasene. Ve ardullahi vasiye innema yuvaffa es-sabirun ecrahum bi gayri hisabin. Say, O you servants of mine who have attained to faith, be conscious of your sustainer. Ultimate good awaits those who persevere in doing good in this world. And remember, wide is God's earth, and verily they who are patient in adversity will be given their reward in full, beyond all reckoning. Every good deed has a reward. But when it comes, the reward of the patient one, Allah Ta'ala uses a special expression. Bi gayri hisabin. The meaning of it is without any limit, unmeasured. And more than 70 places in our book, Allah Ta'ala praises those who are patient. And at the same time, He promises favors upon those who show patience. He promises to reward the patient one beyond reckoning. Still, it is difficult to show patience. Even though it is so rewarding, it is difficult to exercise. Rasulullah, just to be able to emphasize the importance of being patient, he said, patience is half of faith. As a matter of fact, he also said, thankfulness and patience are two halves of the faith. We talked about thankfulness last week. This week, let's focus on the other half, patience. What does it mean to become patient? Why is it so difficult to exercise patience? We lose patience. We stop exercising this beautiful quality when we are confronted with undesirable situations, hardship, disappointments in our lives. When we are faced with events that we don't have complete understanding and we are frustrated. Agony and anguish fills our hearts. When we cannot trust in the full wisdom of Allah Ta'ala, our hearts are filled with this agony, and eventually that agony makes us start complaining. It is extremely difficult when you have this agony in your heart not to complain. patience is refraining self. Refraining self from keeping this agony in the heart when you're confronted with things that you don't have full understanding, and hoping that even if you don't know what the future is going to bring, submitting yourself, trusting completely His divine wisdom, that eventually, if you stop complaining, you are going to see the fruits of His divine wisdom. One can only do it with complete trust in His divine wisdom. Patience does not mean to sit idle. In case of difficulties, when we are faced with hardship, patience means even working hard to solve the problem. It's not passive endurance. The story of Moses and Khutba sheds a lot of light about the meaning of patience and why we can show patience. Moses took a trip, a journey with Khutba. Khutba is a righteous servant of Allah Ta'ala, to learn a very special knowledge. The name of that special knowledge is called Ilm Ledun, the knowledge of Allah Ta'ala's divine wisdom. It's a type of knowledge that actually removes the veil between the Creator and the Creator. A knowledge that enables us to see His divine wisdom. One day, Moses was addressing his people, Ben Israel. The people were so moved, and one of those approached him and asked, "Is there anyone on the face of the earth more learned than you?" And Moses, peace and blessings be upon him, he is the prophet. He was given the privilege to talk to Allah Ta'ala. He was given Torah. He was given the law, the Sharia. He is preaching the people, so he thought that I am the prophet, I must be the one. And he said that in response to the question, if there is any other person as learned as you are, he said, no. In response to his answer, Allah Ta'ala revealed to him that he has another servant, that he has the knowledge Moses, peace and blessing be upon him, did not know. And Moses was eager to meet. Allah Ta'ala gave him the signs so that he can meet with Khutba. The journey is about Moses, eager to learn a very special knowledge that was not given to him. He was so eager to meet Khutba and to receive this special knowledge from Khutba that in the book, just to be able to understand his eagerness to meet Khutba, he said that I will not give up traveling until I reach that junction, even if I spend years in traveling. So that was his persistence. I have to get this knowledge. I have to understand, have a full understanding of Allah Ta'ala's divine will. Whatever Allah Ta'ala has taught Khutba, I should get it from him. After following the signs, he finally met. And as soon as he met with Khutba, he asked this question: "May I follow you so that you teach me something of that knowledge which you have been taught by Allah Ta'ala, which I was not taught?" The answer he received from Khutba is very interesting, which is an answer very discouraging. Khutba said, "Verily, you will not be able to have patience with me. I mean, you can receive this knowledge, I will be your teacher, but I don't think you will have the patience." And then he actually tells why. He says that how can you have patience about things your understanding is not complete? In short, Khutba is discouraging Moses, peace and blessings be upon him, saying that this is about things. You're talking about the knowledge that I'm going to give to you, this is about things that you don't have complete understanding. You will not be able to follow. You will not be able to show patience. That is, to be able to show patience on things that we don't have full knowledge of. If you don't see the future, that's going to be very difficult. That was difficult for Moses, that's going to be difficult for us. But Moses, so eager to receive this knowledge. Can you imagine a veil is going to be removed between you and your Creator, and you're going to start understanding why things are happening the way they're happening. He said, I promised I would. It's an educational journey. They had an agreement. Khutba is going to demonstrate certain things to Moses, and Moses is going to observe with the condition that this is the condition in this education that Moses, peace and blessings be upon him, agreed that he was not going to object, he was not going to question, he's just going to observe with patience. If he loses his patience, education will be cut short. You know the story. Moses, peace and blessings be upon him, broke his promise 3 times. He could not show patience. Now, while at the same time, Khutba, peace and blessings be upon him, was doing exactly what God ordered him to do. But Moses, peace and blessings be upon him, he has the law. He knows what is right and what is wrong. He is the prophet. He has the Torah, and he just cannot stand. He could not show patience observing that. Khutba is doing something, and it appears that whatever he's doing is contradicting with the law. And that he could not object to. Because he couldn't understand why a person would remove the planks, woods from the bottom of a boat, which belongs to a gentle, nice captain who gave them a free ride. It was not possible for Moses to understand how someone could kill an innocent child. It was not possible for Moses to understand why Khutba would fix the walls of a city where awful people reside, who left them hungry. Finally, Khutba, peace and blessings be upon him, said, that's it. You broke your promise 3 times, I'm going to depart. And before he departed, he explained that he had to remove the planks from the boat to be able to save this gentle person from a tyrant ruler who was about to come and capture his boat. He explained that he had to kill the child who was going to be a monster, tyrannizing his own parents, pious parents, so that the parents would receive an obedient child. And he explained that he was protecting by repairing the wall of a city of that people. He was actually protecting a fortune that belonged to orphans. And he did not want these bad peoples to receive that treasure. And he said that nothing he has done was against the will of Allah. If Moses, peace and blessings be upon him, had shown more patience, he would have learned more. But he was the man of the law. In the story of Moses and Khutba together showed us that we lose patience when we don't have full understanding of the things. And we know that we will never be able to have a complete wisdom of Allah Ta'ala. We will never be able to see and completely understand, totally grasp what's going on. But still, we can't stop complaining, why is this happening to me? In this beautiful and one of the most powerful stories of the Quran, Moses and Khutba clearly that if you can show patience, which the reward is immeasurable, limitless, if you can show patience. Not only that, we will receive this
incredible knowledge, the divine knowledge, that we will be able to see the divine wisdom, but at the same time, Allah Ta'ala will be pleased with us. Hazreti Ali Keramallahu Wajhahu says that there are three kinds of patience. The first one is the one we are most familiar with. This is the patient about afflictions. Showing patience at the time of hardship, affliction. Now these are worldly catastrophes, but these are temporal. Any catastrophe that we experience in the world are temporal. Only eternal catastrophe in your lives is losing your faith. And Rasulullah says, no Muslim is afflicted with any harm, even if it were the prick of a thorn, but that Allah erases his sins because of that, as a tree sheds its leaves. Meaning that Allah Ta'ala, even if you are hurt by a prick of a thorn and show patience, Allah Ta'ala is promising to eliminate your sins, shedding your sins off yourself as trees are shedding leaves. The second of patience, Hazrat Ali Keramallahu Wajhahu is talking about, is the patience in regard to obedience to Allah Ta'ala. All the worships, all the obligations that we have, regular prayers, fastings, going to Hajj, giving your money to the poor, is actually do them. These are all not pleasant to the self, to the nafs, resisting the desires, the temptations of the self, showing patience and showing your obedience to Allah, the second type of patience. But interestingly enough, he talks about the third kind of patience, which is, this is the patience in regard to disobedience to Allah Ta'ala. Meaning, this kind of patience is experienced at times of comfort, when you are healthy, when you are wealthy, when you are capable of doing anything you want, when you feel self-sufficient. This is the time we are most inclined to disobey the orders of Allah Ta'ala, because we think that, like Pharaoh, we are the God. We forget the mercy of Allah Ta'ala. We forget that He is the owner and controller of all and everything. To be able to obey, resist the disobedience when we are capable of doing that is the third kind of patience. And as Ali said, this is the most difficult. About the essence of patience, Hazrat Shams Khutba said, the reason why you can't show patience because you do not know what will happen at the end. If you had seen the end, you would have shown patience to all and everything. He also said, patience does not mean to passively endure. Sitting idle, doing nothing. This is not patience. Giving up, walking out. I'm not going to have this anymore. So walking out is not patience. Passivism is not patience. Patience is working harder. It is not sitting, he said, it is not sitting and waiting. And he ends his words beautifully. He says, patience is looking at the thorn and seeing the rose. Patience is looking at the night and seeing the day. Patience is for the lovers of Allah Ta'ala, and they know that the moon needs time to become full. Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, O the most merciful, most compassionate one, you love to forgive us. You have created us as your supreme creation. Make us recognize our responsibilities as your supreme creation. You test us with difficulties, with trials, to teach us who we are, to teach us your divine wisdom. when you see us impatient, do not increase your trials upon us. As you have promised, do not burden us more than what we can forbear. When you shower us with your bounties and see us thankless, when you see us forget you, you are behind all the gifts that you give to us. Do not stop showering us with your bounties. Ya Wahid, unify Ummah Muhammad. Unify us with love and compassion. Unify our qualities, unify our actions, unify our words. As your beloved said, our faith will not be completed if we don't love each other for your sake. Open our hearts for love and compassion. As you have gathered us here, gather us in the hereafter, in the vicinity of the one whom you have created as the mercy upon the universes. And make us worthy of this. Amen. Ameen, ameen, wa alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد المختلف الملوان وتعاقب العصاران وكرر الجديدان واستقبل الفرقدان وبارك روحه وارواح اهل بيته من التحية والسلام وبارك وسلم عليه كثيرا كثيرا كثيرا وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى جميع الانبياء والمرسلين والاولياء والصالحين وعلى ملائكتك والمقربين وعلى أهل طاعتك أجمعين من أهل السماوات وأهل الأرضين ورضوان الله تعالى على آل رسول الله وأصحابه أجمعين آمين آمين والحمد لله.